This week we're going to create a 3D printed doorstop, and this is the one that you might see over at Volts in the 4th grade, 5th grade hallway. This belongs to E9. You know, it's a little backwards right now, but this is what it looks like when it's 3D printed, and this is all 3D printed here. So this is a pretty easy design for this week. We're going to keep it simple, but we are going to try to do the engraving. I don't know if you can see in here, but it is engraved, so it's etched into there. So I think you can kind of see that, which is pretty cool. So we're going to try that either on the sides today or on the back. So how we get started is you just have to click Create New Design. And once you're in there, what we're going to do is we're going to grab the wedge shape and drag that in because that is closest to a doorstop. So you might need to rotate the plane here. And what we're going to do is we are going to change the dimensions because they're all 20 by 20 right now. So instead of the length being 20, let's change that because it's very tiny. Let's change that to 200 millimeters here. Oh, that's the width. Couldn't see that far. So this one was supposed to be 200, and that means we need to change that width there. So I need to get the right angle here. And I think that was supposed to be, let's change the width to 50. That's still not it. Let's see. That's the one we want, 50. There we go. So we have 50 for the width, and then the length of this whole shape we need to make, instead of 50, we need to make 200. So it should be ideally pretty long, and it should fit the entire plane here. Now the other thing we need to do is the height. So you can see it's not really that high right now. So we are going to change that out. So you might need to rotate your design here just to get the height. It's going to take me a second. There we go. So it's right up top. So let's make the height 50 millimeters as well. There we go. And you can kind of see that that design resembles something similar to this, correct? So those are the dimensions of this that I'm holding in my hand right now. And these are actively used in the hallway at Volts. So something before we move forward is you want to pick the color of your design. You can go bold. You can stick neutral if you want. The ones over at Volts here are white. So I'll just kind of do that just to kind of get you the idea there. And the next thing we're going to kind of do is add some text to it. And you can feel free to add design as well. I'm going to add the text. Whoop, I lost it. There it is. So again, it might help just to rotate so you can kind of see what you're working with here. I'm going to try to make sure it's on the plane here to edit. And something you'll notice is that the text is flat right now. If you want to rotate it, you can rotate it that way. However, we need to rotate it using the other arrows here. And ideally, you want to get it to 90 degrees because that will be nice and straight. You can use your arrow keys on the keyboard if you want. I'm using the mouse right now, but you can use the arrow keys to move it over. To move it up, you need to push Control up. Keyboard. So I'm going to move it in. It is a little big, so I'm going to bring it down in size. All you need to do is click the corners here, kind of bring it down a bit if you want to. And there we go. So what I'm going to do with that is click Whole, and that will kind of create that engraving that you saw here. And I can change the text out. If I want to type in Mr. M, I can do that. If it's too large, I can always bring it down in size. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to check the side and just make sure that it goes exactly where I want it. And once it's pretty much in that shape there, what I'll do is I'm going to click, highlight all of it, and I'm going to group these together. And then that way it's all one shape, and that is actually a hollow shape inside, kind of like you see with the lettering here. So I'm going to add another text box just to be a little fancier. And I'll show you how to do the sides. So again, we're going to rotate the text to 90 degrees. And if I'm going to flip it the other way, which I have to turn, if I'm going to flip it around, I'm going to try to flip it around. Hopefully I can. It's that way. Okay, so when you're ready to flip it around, you need to find that arrow that's going this way. And again, 90 degrees, keeps things nice and straight. And what we'll do here is we'll take that text and we'll move it. I'll push Control up, and I'll position it where I want it. And I'm going to change it to, say, room 11, because that is the classroom that I am in. I'm going to push whole, and I'm going to start sending it back into the shape. And that way that will be indented and engraved. It's printed. Now it's a little large, so I'm going to bring it down in size. And that might cause me to have to move it over a little bit as well, moving the actual shape. There we go. Just make sure you're clicking the right thing. There we go. Room 11. And I'm going to move it a little further because I see it poking out. Now, if I wanted to, I could do the same thing on the other side by copying and pasting that shape. So I can copy, paste it. And what I will do with that one is I'm going to have to flip it completely 90 degrees. So you should be able to see it through the shape. It's not going to block your view. So maybe it'll be another 90 degrees, should be 180 here. So 180 exact. And I will bring it to the other side. Oop, I just moved the old shape, undo. Okay, so that's where I wanted that. And then I will move that in and position it where I want that. I'm not going to be completely even with the other side since it's reversed. And once you see it starting to engrave and the blue kind of goes away, you'll see if you change your rotation here, you should see it. Oop, it's left arrow key to go in. There we go. Perfect. So you can see that's how you would make your doorstop there, personalized. So you can kind of make one for your room, for your classroom, for your bedroom, some door in your house. If you do get a chance to look around at bolts, you'll see some in the classrooms, I guess especially in E-Wing. These are pretty cool, so you can see they fit into the palm of your hand. But they actually do work here as doorstops. As you can see, they have indentations from being used. It's a little dirty, but that's okay. So see what you come up with, have fun with it, be creative, add some designs. Maybe you can add some different engravings on the sides as a design. You don't have to go as simple as I did, but see how you do. Good luck.